Hey YouTube, this is MindTech. Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be reviewing and testing out these $7 AirPod knockoffs that I bought at the 99-cent store. These headphones are from Darta and they promise to be a good competition to the AirPods, completely true wireless, which means that you don't have any cables at all. Both of the AirPods work independently and they should all sync up through Bluetooth. And in my testing experience, they actually work pretty well. That isn't to say that they are good headphones by any means, but they still work better than I expected. Without any further ado, let's jump right in, do some audio listening, and see whether or not these should actually be something that you pick up, or if you should just spend a few more dollars. So they come in a case that is very similar to the AirPods, although it is significantly larger. And I'm assuming that's just because they have to use larger batteries and larger manufacturing processes. On the front, it looks like they have a power button, so you can actually turn on or off the battery case. And on the back, there is a micro USB port. You can't really expect something like Type-C in such a cheap product. And on the bottom, there is nothing, but it does look like they can actually stand up, which is kind of interesting and something that the AirPods cannot actually do. They do not use a magnet, instead it's this kind of ugly clasp. Again, I understand that they're not going to be the highest quality case in the world, and you can really tell when you're just holding the plastic. It is kind of hollow, and it's just not built that well, at least compared to the AirPods, but you're not gonna get the best build quality for $7, and I don't think that anyone really expects that. So for what it is, I'd say that the build quality is actually fairly decent. They still serve their purpose. They still make sure that the AirPods are not gonna fall out at all. So once you open them up, they are very similar to the AirPods in that you have to slot them in like this, and then they will automatically begin to charge. And this case promises that they can do up to 4 charges for these AirPods. They can only go in one way, so if you try to have it go in the wrong way, actually have to take it out and put it in again because of the shape of the stem. It's almost more of a rounded rectangle instead of the traditional Apple earbuds where it is 100% rounded. I honestly prefer this, and I don't know why they couldn't do that. Maybe it's something to do with patenting. I'm sure that they've also probably gotten sued by Apple. And also some things to note, they do have LEDs down here to show, I guess, how much charge this has. And they also even have LEDs embedded into these. You can see right there, you can see that red LED. And they also have a button on the top of the earbuds that you use for both syncing, and also you can use this as a play pause button, which is honestly kind of a cool feature. They're not as big as I'd expect. I know that a lot of these clones are absolutely huge. Now obviously they are bigger when compared to the Apple earbuds, a lot bigger in fact, but they don't actually look that terrible in the ears. They also have these rubber inserts that I honestly do not like. I prefer the way that Apple does them. But I know in things like the AirPods Pro, Apple literally does have inserts like this, and a lot of audio professionals also like this. When you actually put them in the ears, they do serve to kind of cancel out some noise due to the physical design of it. But what I don't like about these is to get any bass, you really have to stick them into your ear to make it almost sound like you're underwater. But actually looking at the earbuds in your ears, they are actually kind of convincing that they are AirPods, specifically because of the way that they've contoured the plastic. I know when the AirPods first came out, people were making fun of the design, but now they're honestly kind of a fashion staple, and if you're really going for that, I could see why you'd want to pick up a pair of earbuds like these. Do a quick comparison with the AirPods in. These are a lot lighter also, and they're easier to hear your surroundings. That might be a pro or a con, depending on where you're going to be using these. And they're also a lot easier to fit into the ear, a lot easier to fit out, and also putting them into the case is a lot easier because they implemented stronger magnets, whereas with the Darta buds, because of their specialty design with the gap, it just doesn't really go in as easily. They are actually kind of magnetic, which honestly surprised me. Surprisingly, they don't fall out. That's pretty darn good. Same thing with the AirPods, but these are a lot sturdier because they did implement better magnets there. So enough about the actual design. Let's go and get these paired up to my iPad. I actually found that the software experience was also pretty good. That might be thanks to iOS, or that might also just be thanks to a good Bluetooth chip implemented in these. And also in my testing, the experience was seamless. There wasn't any worry about whether or not it would only play in one earbud. It just kind of worked. So if I get these out of the case, put them in. I've already paired paired these up with my iPad. Right when I got them out of the case, it connected right up. So if I pop into my Bluetooth settings now, they don't really give a uniform name, which is something that is kind of common with these cheaper earbuds. So in this case, they are the DRTWS29s. And if I go onto YouTube and play some music here, both of the earbuds are playing, and they don't actually disable when you take them out of your ears, but they will disable, or at least they should, if you press this button here. Okay, that feature isn't working right now, but in my previous testing, it did work. It is playing in both earbuds, even if you have one turned off. It looks like it does stop playing when it is in the case. So if you want it to be charging and if you want to conserve your battery, you can do that. If I put both of them in the case, then it disconnects. So that's where I kind of think that this is impressive. Just took them out of the case, and it's playing. Okay, so now it's really time to address the elephant in the room, which is obviously the sound quality. It is not great. You really can't expect a great sound quality coming out of such a cheap pair of earbuds. When you have them kind of resting in your ear like this, you know, very loose, it really lacked in bass. And the way that you do that is you have to jam it into your ears to make it sound like you're underwater. And then once you really turn up the sound, you seem to actually get some pretty good bass, but then it is incredibly lacking in the highs. The mids are pretty good, but the highs are incredibly muddy, very tinny, and the low ends, they're not really that well defined. Like, they're there, but it's not really that great. It honestly resembles like a 70s pair of hands that I've listened to and tested on the channel before. Absolutely terrible. If you want to hear it right now, I will play it for you. I think the sound quality is probably so bad that I'd honestly recommend that you look for another pair of wireless earbuds. You're not going to get the same experience that I've been talking about, but that's really where all the money went into. I honestly think that the reason why these are so lacking in the bass is that the Apple earbuds actually have a subwoofer port per se, and if you block this, you absolutely lose all of the bass. And since this is completely covered up, I think that that's where it's really losing a lot of that quality. Alright, so now if we go and pair this up with the AirPods, that is a lot better, a lot louder first of all, plus you have a lot more bass. So obviously it's $160, but again, if I cover that port up, it honestly resembles these earbuds. But let me go and play an audio sample so you can tell for yourself. Okay, so now you're probably getting ready to leave a dislike and an angry comment saying, Mindtech, why are you comparing a pair of $160 earbuds to a pair of $7 earbuds? Obviously, the people buying this can't afford this. Oh my. So what I honestly recommend, first of all, is for you to look on Amazon for some earbuds. There are some incredible earbuds by JBL, by Sony that you can easily find on Amazon for around $10. They are going to be wired, fair warning, but at least in my opinion, I think the sound quality is a lot better than having a wireless pair of earbuds. And if all the earbuds that you find only come with a 3.5mm aux end, not the lightning port that the newer iPhones and iPads require, you can always get the Apple adapter, and there are also cheaper adapters that are sold on Amazon and I think even in Best Buy that you could buy so that you can both power your phone and also listen to music. And I also recommend that you just stick with the included Apple EarPods. And I know that I have a bunch of these just lying around my house. I've somehow managed to accumulate like 5 pairs. Of course, if you don't have an Apple product, these do cost about $30, but they honestly sound very similar to the AirPods. I'd say that they offer a pretty good sound. They aren't bad. And especially compared to the Stardust, it's a night and day difference. As you could hear with the audio comparison, they get the job done. They do it eloquently, but it's honestly more of a prop to try and look like you have the AirPods, or it's something where you have like a burner pair of earbuds where you don't really care if they get destroyed. You just want to be able to put these on for a quick workout and not really worry about them. I plug these in right now. First of all, they do still look good. The design really does resemble the AirPods. I do like also that you have the built-in controls right here. They honestly have a very good bass. They're probably not that good in the mids, and the highs do have a lot more fidelity. And I would actually go as far as to say that the AirPods do better in bass, just because they have a more dedicated port. This one is really slim, whereas if you look at the AirPods, it is certainly a lot bigger. So in conclusion, guys, I'd say that these are actually designed very well, but you're honestly only gonna buy these to try and make it look like you are an AirPods user. So I honestly recommend you look elsewhere. They honestly just don't offer good enough sound quality for me to recommend them, even for the $7 price tag. But the sound quality aside, they're very well implemented. They have a very good Bluetooth chip. They work really well, and they honestly deliver on the promise of being a true wireless set of earbuds. So thank you all for watching this video, guys. I hope that you enjoyed my comparison and my opinions, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Bye bye.